going to start, everyone. So welcome to week 2. Really hope you enjoyed last week's session. Hopefully you managed to get out and do some of the activities outside as well. I know we're saying with that clap catch game, we're saying we could have way more fun doing that outside because we could throw the ball up really, really high. So hopefully some of you managed to do that. For this week, we've got a new warm-up game for you called head, shoulders, knees and toes. And that game's for you and your grown-ups, and it's going to test your reactions. We're then going to move on to our target throwing game. And then to finish with, it will be our batting activity, like we will always end with. So for your warm-up, the only thing you're going to need is your ball, or whatever it is you're using as a ball. It can actually be any object. And you're going to place that on the floor, and that's going to be in the middle of you and your adult. So you and your adult are going to be facing each other with the item in the middle. Because how the game works, I'm going to call out different body parts, so head, shoulders, knees and toes. We're going to touch those body parts as I call them out, and when I shout out ball, you have to bend down and grab your ball off the floor before the other person, okay? And whoever gets it first, you're going to give yourself a point, and you're going to keep score and have a little bit of a competition. Just check these comments coming in. I think we're all good. All right, so if you stand up, make sure you're up in your room. So ball is on the floor. You and whoever you're doing the activity with are facing each other. Try and make sure the ball's an equal distance, so it's nice and fair. And we are going to start. So heads, shoulders, knees, shoulders, heads, toes, heads, ball. So it's the first one to grab the ball off the floor. So if you got the ball first, give yourself a point. Hopefully the kids beat the grown-ups there. Hopefully we got quicker reaction time. So we're going to go again. So put the item back on the floor, and we're going to go again, okay? So like I said, any issues, if we're moving too quickly, comment in the chat box, and then Claire can let me know. Right. Knees, shoulders, heads, toes, shoulders, heads, ball. Okay. Well done. If you got the ball first, give yourself a point. And we are going to carry on. So this one, so I think I mentioned last week, where we can, we're going to add in some fitness exercises. So on this round, we're going to add in a new movement. So if I say squat, I think we did squats last week. If I say squat, what you have to do is 4 squats. So it's down and up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got to do 4 of those. And then we carry on with the other body parts. So I hope our heart rate's going to start going up now. So make sure the ball's on the floor. And we go again. Shoulders, toes, heads, shoulders, squat. So you've got to do 4 as fast as you can. Shoulders, knees, heads, shoulders, toes, heads, ball. Grab that ball as fast as you can. So well done. If you've got the ball, give yourself a point. Hopefully you're beating your grown-ups so far. We don't want them to win. And we're going to add in another exercise. So we know squat. We're going to keep squatting again. And we definitely did this one last week. We're going to add in lunge. So if I say lunge, that's the one where we go down and our knee touches the floor. So we're going to have to do 4 of those if I say lunge. Okay? Hopefully we're ready to go again. And lunge. So you've got to do 4. Knee touching the floor. Heads, shoulders, squat, knees, toes, heads, shoulders, squat. So you're down again. Heads, toes, knees, ball. All right, so keep your tally going. Make sure you know what the score is. We're going to do a few more before we move on to our throwing. So we're going to add in one last exercise. If I say hop, then you've got to do 4, we're sticking with the number 4, you've got to do 4 hops on one leg, and then we carry on with the rest of the activities. All right, so ball on the floor, here we go. We'll make this one the decider, this will be the last one, okay? Heads, shoulders, toes, lunge, shoulders, squat, that's this one, toes, toes, knees, lunge, shoulders, hop, shoulders, heads, toes, hop, ball. All right. Let me know in the comments, how did we get on with our warm-up? Did you manage to beat your grown-ups? So I think in our first group, we had lots managing to beat their grown-ups. We had the children have the quicker reactions. Did we have the same in this group? So grab a quick drink if you need one. We're going to move on to our target throwing now. So we had 1-1. Someone got their little sister involved and managed to beat their sister. So my daughter was really quick, brilliant. So we got some quick reactions, and we had a draw as well. All right, so for our target throwing, if we remember last week, I asked you to see if you could find either something like a box, or a washing basket, or a hoop, or a bucket, something that we can throw our ball into. Before we get on with the throwing, I'm going to demonstrate, and then we're going to use our chat box function again. I want you to describe to me how I'm throwing the ball. Okay, so I want you to watch my arms, watch what my legs are doing, and then you're going to write in the box what it is I'm doing. What is the technique to doing our underarm throwing, okay? So I'll show you a couple from this angle. And I'll just move this down a little bit. I'll show you from the other side as well. So here we go. So let go of one. So what is it? What is my arm doing? Hopefully we can see my legs in the video there. What do my legs do to throw the ball? So write in the comments, and then it's going to be your turn, and we're going to get your target boxes out as well. So no worries if you weren't here last week, that's fine. Hopefully you've got something you can throw into, or you can just pick a point on the floor and the carpet there that you can aim for. Brilliant, so someone's typed in the comments, so when you do your underarm throw, your leg, your non-throwing leg, moves forwards. So you're going to take a step towards your target. Did anyone notice what my non-throwing arm was doing? So I have the ball in one hand. Did anyone see what the other arm was doing? Please demonstrate again, no worries. So, does anyone see there? What's my arm doing? Can anyone notice? The one that doesn't have the ball in it. So some of us are having a little connection problem there. So you're lunging, brilliant. So we've got the 2 key points here that we're looking for to be able to throw the ball into your target. So I want you stepping out towards the target, so lunging forwards, as somebody said, and stretching your arm out towards the target, and that's to help with your aim. The reason we put our arm out like that is to help with our aim. So it's your turn now. So what you're going to do for me is put your target somewhere on the floor in the room, and now you're going to have a little go at stepping, oh, I just missed there, and trying to throw the ball into your target. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock, And you're going to get a point for every single time you land it in. And you're going to see how many points you can get in 2 minutes, okay? So ready, and go. So how many times can you land the ball in your target in the 2-minute timer? So give that a go for me. So if you're missing your target, don't forget the points that you've put in the comments there. Make sure you're stretching your arm out and aiming. And then your throwing arm can come up alongside your arm nice and straight to try and help you land it into your target box. So you've still got over a minute left to try and get some more points. So don't forget about your legs. I know someone said they couldn't see my legs in the comment box there, but what it's doing is it's taking a step towards the target as well. So it's stepping out towards the target. So all of our energy, all of our body weight is going towards the target to help us throw nice and straight. Brilliant. So I see someone did really well. Fantastic. So you've still got 40 seconds to try and get as many points as you can. So you're giving yourself 1 point every single time you land it in the box. Hopefully you did better than me. My one missed the box. I need to take some of my own advice. Make sure I'm aiming properly. So make sure you guys are putting that arm out towards your target. Got 15 seconds left. All right, and stop there. Brilliant. Hopefully we scored lots of points. Feel free to put your score there in the comments. I can have a little look whilst we're doing the next activity. So we're going to stick with the target throwing just for one more little game. And for this game, we're going to test our throwing accuracy and our distance now as well. So you're going to start with your target nice and close to you. You and your grown-up can do this one together. You can take it in turns to throw. And every single time you land your ball into the target, you're going to move your target a little bit further away. And then you're going to go again. If you land it in, you're going to move it further away. And you're going to keep going for the whole 2 minutes and see if you can get your box right across the other side of your room, wherever it is you're taking part in the activity. Okay, so we're going to do a new 2 minutes on the clock. And yeah, for this one, remember when you land it in, you get to move your target further away from you. Okay, and off we go. Let's see, I'll have a look. Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to have a little look and see what scores you got in the last game. So we get some of them are bouncing out of the target. That's fine. We'll count that as going in. So if you land your ball in the target, but then it bounces out, we'll count that. Move your target back. So someone got 10 points, 13 points. So we did fantastic on that game. Really well done. So you've still got a minute and a half on this new game where you're moving your target away every single time you land it in. So see if you can end up with your target right across the other side of the room or wherever you're doing your activity. As the target gets really far away, it's going to become more important to make sure you are taking that step into your throw. That's going to help us with a little bit of power to make sure we can get our ball to wherever the target ends up. So hopefully we've managed to land a few in and we're managing to increase that distance. You've got about just under a minute left to see if you can land any more into your target. So you've got about 30 more seconds on the clock for this activity. So just to remember the points you raised in the box, make sure you're stepping, so lunging into your throw. We're having our arm out, aiming towards the target to help us. And you've got 10 more seconds to see if you can get that target any further away. If you've reached the edge of the room, you can just try and get it in as many times as you can at the max distance. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Okay. So, well done on the throwing. So just like last week, the last activity we're going to do in these sessions will be the batting activity. So for this one, we need to create a target that we're going to try and hit the ball through. So I've just got on the floor 2 boxes here that I'm going to use as my target. And then, do you remember last week I asked to see if you could find something that can be a batting tee? So I've got a yogurt pot here that I can put the ball on top of, and that's what I'm going to hit the ball off. So I've got my target on the floor. I'm now going to set up my makeshift batting tee, and I'm going to put my ball on top. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds to set up your own little activity like this, and then I'll talk you through what we're going to do. So the targets, it can just be like a bit of paper, it could be a pair of socks, it can be absolutely anything that you're going to try and hit the ball through. Okay, hopefully we've managed to do that. So, remember last week, I think it was very quick at the end, we talked about holding the cricket bat. So remember your stronger hand goes on the handle nearest the bat, and your other hand comes on top, and we're going to be striking the ball with the flat side of your bat, okay? So back over to our activity. So to set ourselves up, in cricket, when we're striking the ball, we actually stand sideways on. So even though my target is here, my toes are pointing this way, okay? I've got my 2 hands on the handle, and what we're going to do is a bit like with your throwing, you're going to take a step towards the ball, then you're going to swing the bat down, and you're going to strike the ball, hopefully through your target, okay? And what you'll do, we'll give it 2 minutes to see how many times you can get it through your target. And you can give yourself a point for every single time you get it through. All right, if we've got our grown-ups with you, grown-ups, you're going to be making sure that they've got the 2 hands on the handle, making sure they hit it with the flat side. And I want to see that step as well. So we're stepping into our shot. Okay, off you go. So 2 minutes then. So hopefully you've set yourself up a little target. Take a second to make sure you've got your grip right, with the right hand in the right place. And then you're going to have a little go at stepping and striking the ball. If you haven't got a tee, it doesn't matter. Just put your ball or your pair of socks on the floor. Just be careful that you're not hitting the floor. So remember, the key thing we want here is that we're stood sideways on and that we're stepping towards it as we come to strike the ball. So you've got 1 more minute to have a little practice of this. And then I've got one final challenge for you before we go. All right, so keep going. We'll give it 30 more seconds. I'll just have a look, see if we've got any comments. Basically like golf, similar. We're not going to be twisting our bodies as much as in golf. So we're going to try and keep a bit more of a straight line. So whereas golf, you'd have a swing and your body would twist. Just trying to get in the camera here. For this, we're not twisting our bodies. We're letting the hands do the work. We're bringing it straight through like this. And we're also trying to keep our bat nice and straight as it comes through. Whereas if you play golf, it's a bit more of a swing, it's going to be twisting. But similar in the sense that the ball's on a little tee, if that's what you meant. It's a little bit like golf in that sense. So I'll give you a little bit more extra time. See how we get on, see if we're managing to get it through the target. All right, 10 more seconds. Okay, and stop there. So hopefully we're getting a bit more familiar with holding the cricket bat and swinging the cricket bat. So you can either carry on with a little bit of practice doing that, or what we're going to do now is a bit like with our throwing game. Each time we hit the ball and we manage to get it through the middle of our target, we're going to make our target smaller. So we're going to bring whatever markers we're using in a little bit. If we hit it and we get it through again, we're going to make it smaller, smaller and smaller. So hopefully at the end you'll end up with a really small target to try and strike your ball through. We've pretty much got about 1 minute left for today's session. So we'll have 1 minute then. How small can you get your target? Off you go. So making it smaller each time. Or I'm happy for you to leave your target the same size if you just want to practice. So things to remember again is that we're actually side on. We've got our 2 hands on the handle. We're trying to keep our bat coming through in a nice straight path. So it's swinging back straight, swinging forward nice and straight. And we're stepping into our shot, trying to get it through the target. So well done if you are managing to hit it through the target. Make sure you do challenge yourself and make that target a little bit smaller. You've got about 20 more seconds to have a little go at this. But remember, any of these activities, because you've got your bat and ball at home, you can have a little go at this after the webinar's finished. And again, this would be another great one to take outside in the park or something, or if you've got a garden, because you'll be able to hit the ball a little bit harder, a little bit further as well, which would be really fun. Okay, so stop there. So like I said, stop there for now, just whilst we wrap up. And then if you've enjoyed this one, you can carry it on after the webinar. So really well done today. Hope you enjoyed the 3 activities that we went over. Next week, so we've got some more items to find ready for the session. So we're going to be doing some target throwing and target hitting again, but it's going to be a little bit harder. You need to gather, like I have here in preparation, some items that you can use as skittles. So I've just got empty bottles, because we're going to be trying to knock them down with our target throwing and our striking. So your challenge for next week is to have a little find of some empty bottles that you can use as skittles. We need our bats, balls, our tea again as well, and we'll have another fun session planned. So we've got Claire's just put in the chat box there, if you manage to get any pictures of today, to share them on social media and tag us in as well. She shared the Facebook, Instagram and Twitter that we're on. And last thing for me is just be sure to tune in on Thursday. Your wellbeing webinar this week, I believe, is on portion control. So be sure to tune in for that. So thank you very much for taking part. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Bye.